What is it that you think you like the most about this career?
The money.
Yeah, right?
It's an amazing industry, and I discover it little by little. It's amazing how people connect. It's amazing how it can help you improve yourself as a model. I think this is the thing I'm more thankful for working with Jasmine, because it helped me to improve myself, to improve at me as a person, and that's amazing. My past jobs couldn't do that, but working as a cam model, I could improve things on myself, and I'm very happy because this industry and Jasmine specifically, it's not like we here in Romania, for example. Here that mean a girl on a bed, she's making money. No, it's more than that, and it's amazing to connect with members. The whole experience is just awesome, and it make you feel like you're a part of something. It's not just working in a studio as a model and being a part of that studio, but even the Jasmine make you are a part of it, and that's amazing to get that feeling.
So you feel like there's like a Jasmine family that you're part of that's supporting.
Exactly. I mean, as a model, you feel support from everywhere, like from your support team, from the tools you give to us, everything. It's just a huge support, and of course, the studio as well. But the site offer you support and understand you, and create a lot of and develop a lot of tools that we can make, or how should I say, our time online more pleasant and more more benefit for us, and so on. So yes.
So from what I'm hearing you say, it sounds like you feel like Jasmine really sets you up for success, both as a model, as a studio owner.
That's right. For me, it was um, I don't know how to explain this very well, but working on Jasmine at me only benefits. And the first of all, as being a model in the studio, helped me grow, helped me make the money I need at that time very fast. And now I'm very happy with what I can make. Helped me basically open the studio, because I opened the studio with the amount of money that I was able to make on Jasmine. So that's amazing. And in very short time, for me, it took only a year of working as a model, then I was able to do this. So basically, Jasmine was my rampage.
Wow, that's incredible.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Caprice.
Okay, so I started this way. I used to be a dancer before, and I went to one of the events from the industry, and that's when I saw for the first time the real face of this industry, and I really liked it. And because I was used working as an entertainer, because being a dancer, it's like being an entertainer, I knew that I wanted a job that is similar to that. And I just really wanted to give it a try. I was having different thoughts then. I was thinking about going to college, maybe different country, maybe medicine, maybe, but just being there at that event, and of course, Jasmine was a big part of that. And I really liked what I saw, and it was a second decision. Okay, no, I want to do this. I want to try it out.
And you never looked back.
I never looked back, and I don't regret it at all. I don't. I never regret 1 second that I didn't go to the college and I didn't do something different. I'm very happy with it.
Do you feel like being a Jasmine model has opened more opportunities for your life and given you more freedoms than what would have happened if maybe you had gone to college to do something else?
Yes, I'm sure of it, because besides the money part, which is obvious, most of the girls are going on this path because of the money. It does much more for you. It does a lot of things for you as a person, as a woman. It helps you evolve a lot, develop as a woman, learn a lot about yourself, discover things about yourself that you didn't even know you have. Discover things about sexuality, about everything, how to talk, how to communicate, maybe even learn a language 2 or 3, how to seduce a man, how to be a real woman, and you just develop yourself in a way that you you wouldn't believe it.
That is incredible and so beautifully said. Both of you have both shared a similar thought that you've developed on a personal level so much from this career and this industry. Can you talk to me more about how exactly you've developed as a woman?
Yeah. As I said before, it just helps you learn a lot of things about yourself. It helps you know yourself. We don't know ourselves, right? You discover things about yourself. You discover what you're good at. You discover your qualities. You meet so many people that tell you things that you didn't even know about yourself, and you're like, that's me. Okay, maybe that's me. And it just helps you in so many ways. And as a woman, because it's important how to know how to be a woman, it helps you know everything about sexuality and communication with men and everything. And it just helped me in so many ways that I could probably talk for hours about it.
That's beautiful.
And I will add something. It helps you basically to have any other job that is based on how to communicate with people, because it's train you daily. And that's amazing. It train you daily, and even for I would say it prepare you even to become a psychologist if you're going to take the degree with all the experience that you have on Jasmine, that you can do easy job. So it prepare you for everything that you need in life. And of course, one of the most important thing is to discover yourself as a woman and know your advantage, and you learn how to make yourself more prettier, and it give you a huge interest for the way you look and the way you feel, and it's just so many benefits. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And that's so well said. You mentioned that it trains you almost to become like a psychologist.
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about that, because you really are, when you're interacting with members who in many ways this is their therapy, you know.
Mhm.
You are making such a positive and profound impact on their life. Can you talk to me about that whole process?
Well, it's it's a process that many models don't even are aware of how them can improve and help someone's life. And it's amazing how some men and just coming on the website, and they just want someone to talk with. And it's amazing because if we are open in front of them and talking about some of our things, they will start talking too. And it's really comfy, right, when someone is just listening to you. Even that, it's an amazing thing when someone is listening on what you have to say, and understand and give interest. And this is basically the thing a model can do. She can listen, and even she can get involved in helping someone.
Both of you have such a huge opportunity, and I'm sure you've utilized it many, many times to make a difference in these members' lives. I want to know, from your opinion and perspective, do you feel like most of the members that are coming to the site, more than anything, are there for human connection or for the sexual flirty content?
I think most of the men coming in the first place for getting this sexual thing, but most of them discover in time with models that it can be for connection, it can be for just having someone to talk with. Even their main goal on the first time they interact with Jasmine was on sexual purpose, but they discover the other side of it. Jasmine is not about sexual experience, it's about connection, it's about understanding between models and members.
Beautiful.
And I think there are probably a small percentage of men that they just coming on the website just because they've seen a nice girl and they want just to talk with.
Absolutely. Now I want to shift gears a little bit. Okay, so you two own the studio together. Is that right?
2 studios together, 3 with the main one. We manage those 3 studios.
How did you two meet?
As a model, actually, we was door to door neighbors.
Neighbors.
Yes. So she was working on the room next to me, and we was meeting at the studio on breaks, and we were starting to talk, and in that way we just developed a connection, we as the rest of the girls that are working on studio as well. So we met in studio.
Wow, that's incredible. And now you're managing studios.
Yes,
That's right.
Caprice, I want to know from your perspective. So both of you started with a studio. Is that right?
Right.
What benefits do you see in having a studio? Because I know that some models sometimes are wondering, should I go to a studio? Should I do this on my own? What benefits do you think that a studio provides?
It helps you get to the biggest income possible, because being a cam model is a serious job as any other job. And most of the girls don't understand that, and they feel like, why should I go to the studio and share my my income and listen to their rules when I can be home and just do whatever I want. But in reality, if you're home, you're not going to treat the job serious, because it's a really serious job like any other one, and you need so much help to do it. And you need so much help from the staff, from the professional people that are there with you. You need to do so much, and this job is so complex that you wouldn't even imagine. So I don't think that you can't be a model and just do something from home, but I never heard a top model that works from home, because there is no one to teach you anything. There is no one to motivate you. There is no one to push you. There is no one to make you respect the schedule. There is no one to do anything for you. You are on your own.
Wow. So you just said something that I think is really powerful, and that you don't know of any top models that don't have a studio.
Exactly.
That speaks volumes, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's true.
what I heard from you is basically you just, because of how complex this career is, you really do need the support that a
Yes,
studio will bring you.
yes,
Yeah, you need a lot of support.
definitely need a team behind you to help you understand the seriousness of the job and motivate you, as Caprice said. That mean a lot. And yes, I don't know top model working from home, because when you don't have a schedule, you will find other things to distract you just to not go online. When you're working on a studio, you set yourself a schedule that is convenient for you, and you go for that schedule. And the way to success is to respect some basic rules, so you have those in the studio, and it can help you grow.
Absolutely. I think there's a saying that's like your comfort zone will only lead to mediocrity. You can't
Yeah,
become the best if you're
exactly.
just too comfortable.
Exactly, and the studio is just getting you out of that comfort zone. And when you get out of your comfort zone, you basically can do more and more and more, and in the end, you can do everything if you take the opportunity and you're getting used with new things.
I want to ask both of you, what is, you mentioned one of your favorite things about the job is the money, the financial reward. What is something that, because of your career on Jasmine, you're now able to afford for your life that you've always wanted that you couldn't have before?
Traveling. I think that's my biggest passion, and I love traveling, and I've been doing it so much in the past years, and I'm sure I could have not done it without it.
What's one of your favorite places you've been to in the last few years?
Uh, Probably Dubai. I lost count how many times I've been there, or how much money I've been spending.
Ah, I love it. I want to go to Dubai. I've never been to Dubai.
It's really nice. So yeah, traveling. I mean, besides anything else like normal shopping and being able to go to much more expensive stores or I don't know, cars, apartments, whatever. Just traveling and just going whatever you want and staying whatever you want and doing whatever you want, having um, that freedom, that financially freedom, that feels really good.
Absolutely.
And I think if you know to take the opportunity well as a cam model, I think working on as a cam model, it buys you time. It buys you time because you're not dependent on that job from 9 to 5 and getting extra jobs, so you can be able to do things like Caprice said, and sometimes you are not able with a normal job to go to Dubai or buy an apartment or cars and so on. So it just if you are motivated enough and you're doing things well, you can be very successful in just few years, and then you can focus on what you want to do. Maybe you want to open a business as like we did, or you just want to travel. It gives you this opportunity that many people don't have it,
Absolutely.
to make a good amount of money being very young.
Very young. Yes, absolutely.
It is a hard work instead of everyone believe that it's not. It's very hard work, and all the time that invest in yourself, to buy pretty clothes, to go to the salon, to look nice. The whole conversation, to keep in mind all the members you was talking with, and to give them the attention they want from you. It's you're talking with so many men in just one day, and you have to be able to remember what you was talking, so the conversation next time goes smooth. So it's something that you stock here in your head, and it is a hard job. It's not easy, but it have many benefits that make it worth.
Absolutely. It's really interesting you mentioned that about the members. You have to remember your conversations, you have to remember them, because I've interviewed some members, and that is something that they've mentioned that means so much to them, is that
Yeah.
the models that they're close with, no matter what, they remember them. They remember things about their families. It really does touch them so deeply.
Yes, it's just real life. People are very happy, and they appreciate when you remember details about them. There is no difference. Jasmine is just a community of real life people. There is no difference.
I want to talk to you about your connections with the members. Do you have any members where you really feel like this is a friend, or this is like, you know, someone that I'll know for the rest of my life, or something like that?
Yeah, there were many.
Wow.
Yeah, there were many members that you just build connections with, and they remember everything about you, and they they also remember everything about you, and they care about you. And it's not about the sexual experience anymore. It's so much more than that, because as we were speaking in the beginning, they're not just looking only for a sexual experience. They also want a human connection, because if you want just a sexual experience, then you can go on a normal porn site. You don't have to pay for it, but they're paying for it because they want a human experience. They want to be with a real woman that gives them attention. So you build connections, and they're becoming your friends, or maybe like your lovers. And it has a big impact on you when they're asking you about everything, if you're okay, if you're healthy, how did your doctor appointment went, how is it going with your family, so many things, and you're sharing everything like friends. And that feels really nice. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like working.
Wow.
And on my side as well, it's amazing because I had this type of members, and the specific one that I remember one time I was crying on his shoulder because I had some family issues or my problems or the things. He know everything about me. He know about the studio. I didn't hide things for him, and he was very worried sometimes, like, how are you doing? Like, oh my gosh, it's so hard, I'm trying to handle everything. And I just felt this thing, the connection between the model and the member, it go both way. It's not just about model being a friend or a therapist of a member, it's just go to this way as well. And it make very easy to be there, to be online, when you feel their care and compassion and everything.
You know, we talked about one of the rewards of being on Jasmine, which is financial, but it sounds like you are now bringing up what could be an emotional reward, because what you're saying is that the connection with the members is very real and genuine.
Yes. This is another reward that the website gives to you as a model, because if you are going for having big success, you will have to dedicate a lot, and that don't really let you a ton of times on spending, I don't know, let's say with friends or making friends. And sometimes my friends was over there, was on Jasmine, and that comfy me and make me feel very good. So yes, there you can say it's just a reward. There are many benefits, but the first that the models go for, usually it is the financial, but then discover more. When a model go on her first day, she would not expect to meet someone there that will really care about her and wondering if she was eating well today, or things like this. So there are things that you discover as a model.
It's so interesting because everyone I've talked to has said the same thing in different words, which is, this is about ultimately human connection. It's very simple when we break it down. It's about human connection.
Yep.
But so many people don't understand that for some reason. What would, if you have a message to people who just don't quite understand the industry or what this is really about, what would your message be to them?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter how good the message is, you will never understand the industry if you're not actually in it. Yeah, that's a good question that I have to think about. What would convince people to understand that it's not only about the sexuality and the erotic things, but it's so much more than that. Um, Members are paying for it. Just think about it. They can find the sexuality free on the internet, but they choose to pay for it. So there must be something extra there since they're willing to pay for it, right?
Beautifully said. Yeah.
And this industry, it's not for everyone. It gets you or it don't get you. You're learning to get it or not. And but if you are really into it, if you really enjoy what you're doing, if you really enjoy, as I do, working with people from studio, with people from Jasmine, with the models, with everyone, it's just amazing. It's the best job you can ever have.
That's beautiful. Thank you, both of you, so much for saying that. I want to ask to both of you, because you mentioned earlier that this job, this career has really helped you grow as a woman and develop. I want to ask you, what is the biggest lesson that has come as a result of your time on Jasmine?
I learned to be patient.
That's big. That's big. So important. Yeah.
Just laughing because she know me well and she know this is not one of my qualities. But I learn it and I'm still learning to be patient. And it's a big thing to be patient and listen people, and I think it's a good quality, and slowly teach me.
I learned to understand people very quickly. I learned how to understand people and their human desires, and now it's really easy for me, even if we are talking about virtual or reality. It's very easy for me to understand what a person wants from the very few words they're saying. Even now, as a funny story, when I'm in the studio and I'm watching my models and the staff is looking at them, having privates, and just the member says a few words, and I'm like, oh, that member wants that. And after minutes and minutes and minutes, the staff is like, how did you know that? I just know. How did you know that? He barely said anything. I just know. I just know.
You're an expert at reading people now.
Yeah, so I think I understand people better now. And it really helps me daily.
Yeah, that makes sense because, and actually some of the members have said this too, that Jasmine is kind of like, it can serve as an education because you get to talk to so many people from all over the world. So you get to learn very quickly that you might not normally in your everyday experience in your city.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
understand people and human better because you're meeting so many people from so many different countries and different experiences, and you're talking so much and learning from their experiences. So you actually understand people, and you know how to talk to them, how to communicate with them, how to be with them, how to understand them.
What's a favorite memory? Like the first thing that comes to mind that you have from Jasmine?
It's related with the situation with the member I was telling you about, because he was there from the day 5 as a new model and he was being with me all this time. And when I was so confused, I don't know what to do, people have so many requests, he said to me, just close your eyes, I'm hugging you now. And he was doing like this on the camera and I was doing like that as well, and that was the sweetest memory, because every time I see him, we are doing just the same thing. So that's the sweetest memory for me.
That is so
Uh,
Many others, of course, there are many moments like this.
I think the very first thing that comes into my mind is with one of the members that were there with me for a long time, and my family knew about my job and they knew about these experiences that I have, and somehow knew about him because, sometimes you get to talk with your family about your job and what you're doing. So once when I had a family reunion, he actually called me on a video call, and I spent like hours with my family and my sister because it was my sister's birthday, and he was on the video call, and we had like a family reunion. And he actually spoke with my sister and my parents, and we had like a family reunion because my family knew about everything, and he was like part of family somehow, a friend of family.
It's so, I mean, what both of you have demonstrated so beautifully, in my opinion, is just how, again, authentic and genuine what you do is, and the connections that you build. It's very real, very real when a member is joining you on your family reunion.
And I made a lot of money those hours.
Does it get any better?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But it's true, there are some moments when, of course, you are there and one of the main goal is the money, right? But sometimes you are so catched by the conversation, by the things that going on in there that you don't actually realize. You don't think, you don't have this thing on your mind, like to make more money, to make more money. You just enjoy the moment, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I do think that that's one of the beautiful things about this industry, is that I think it kind of forces you to be present and focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And when that's happening, you're always going to be a little bit more authentic and in the moment.
You're right.
Yeah. I want to ask you now, shifting a little bit more towards your role as studio managers. Can you talk to me about what exactly does that mean? What do you do for your girls?
Everything. Everything. Sometimes, even though we have our team, our very big team, and we have the stuff to do everything. Sometimes we do interviews. Sometimes we train them. We do everything. We teach them everything, how to become successful and how to become a top model. Everything.
We are trying to bring us more close to us and to make them understand the things as we do. And this is a whole process. Of course, we have people in all studios prepared to train them, prepared to talk with them, but we was models. We was there in their place, and they feel the things that we say more real. Like we understand, and we do really understand the models, but in the same time, yes, we are trying to have this like a sisterhood, but in the same time we're trying to keep it a business as well, for them to understand, for them to realize this is a normal job, because there are many models out there that don't realize and don't take this as a real job. They are saying just like, I'm going there, I'm staying a little in bed, and I'm making some money, and that's it. No, it's, you have to be patient, you have to be dedicated. There are a lot of things, and we are there when Caprice said we are doing everything. We are just literally doing everything that we can to help them understand the business. And this what we do. If I should write it on the list, will be like a huge list. But just because we enjoy so much what we're doing, it make it so simple, so easy to talk with the models, to talk with the staff. It's just natural. It go very easy just because we like what we do. And this is most important thing, right? You know, to like your job, and then you will be successful no matter what the domain is.
Absolutely. And that's something else I've heard a member say, is that they can really sense that the models they've connected with love what they do. And it's not just a job. And that makes it more enjoyable for the member.
Because you can discover yourself as a model. You can discover the things you like to do. Nobody force you to do something that you don't like. And as Ramona said, as Caprice said earlier, you discover things that you might like with the help of members. They suggesting something, try to do that, and you realize you really like it. So you just do it because for pleasure. So that's great.
Wow. I want to talk to you a little bit about your partnership with Jasmine. What's it like? How has it enhanced your business? Do you feel supported in the partnership? Can you talk to me about that?
I feel really supported, and I really like the partnership because it's really easy for me and for us, because I can probably speak in her name as well. It's easy for us to make a really good job with Jasmine, because it's not only about the sexual, it's also about the human connection, the communication. It's about everything. So it's really easy for us to do things. It's really easy to make the girls like the job, because they're coming in thinking that it's only a sexual job, that you're just a sex worker, that it's only about getting naked. And then when you show them that it's not like that, and they discover this part that you can make friends and you can create connections and you can do so many things, like from eating, sleeping, dancing, singing, going to shopping, talking to people for hours and hours, because Jasmine offers you this opportunity, and they just like it a lot more, because they're like, oh, okay, so this job is so much more different than I thought it would be. Okay, I really like it. And you can only do that on Jasmine. So I think the partnership is really good, and it really works for us. The account manager and the support teams, it helps us a lot. Even today, I had a call with a new girl from my studio that has some really good results as a newbie, and we're having calls, and we are communicating so often, and they're just actually helping us with everything, with every single model. They're
Wow,
giving us a lot of help.
it's incredible.
It's very present and always there to solve our problems, or just to help us, or to give her some push. Like we get a lot of feedback for our account manager, so that's amazing, because we can improve together those things.
And he helps us growing the models. He really helps us growing the models, giving them advices, and making sure that they're going on a successful path. So I think
Incredible.
we're really grateful for it.
Yeah. Speaking of gratitude, first of all, I want to express my gratitude to both of you for taking the time to do this incredible interview. And I've really enjoyed it. One thing I like to end the interviews with is just asking what you're most grateful for in your life right now.
the person I am at 24. I'm grateful that at 24 years, I've been everywhere in the world. I own a business. I manage people. I am a lot more mature than any other 24 years old woman. So I'm just grateful for what I've become. Thanks to Jasmine.
Beautiful.
And I think it's the same thing for me as well, except the fact I'm a bit older than her, and I know where I am. I know where I will be on the next few years. I know what to do. I know how I will manage my time, what I'm gonna do with my life, how money I can make, and so on. So that's amazing to be able to have a bit of control on what's going on with you.
Absolutely. And know that you have stability.
Yes, because stability is one of the most important things for us as human beings. So
As women.
women
Yes.
specifically. Yes, and yeah, I'm very grateful for that, for stability.
My final question would just be, is there anything that you want to say that we didn't cover that you want to mention or talk about?
The whole connection and the whole industry and the Jasmine team bring the best, and everyone, like, we are studio over model around the world, just take it, and because then we'll have a very successful future.
One sure thing, Jasmine can really get you on a very successful path.
Beautiful. Ladies, thank you so much.
You're
Thank you as
welcome.
well.
Anytime you need.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I hope it gives out the real story of Jasmine and what it does for models.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
too.